Mr. Boo.
Hey everybody, it is I, Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, the Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, right here on YouTube. Slap that thing up, you know what to do. If you want to support the channel, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and if you want to be notified for future videos when they come out, ring that notification bell. This past weekend, I finally got to see this movie here. That's right, Alien Romulus. And since Alien Earth is just around the corner here, and we're finally learning things about it, and I'm going to do a video there, I decided to actually give a review to Alien Romulus because I didn't see it in theaters. I didn't see it at theater at home, but I did catch it on Hulu over the weekend because it is streaming on Hulu. Now, I just now saw this movie, and I know people work, people have lives, family, pets, blah, 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 etc., etc. So this will be a spoiler-free review, and it will be quick, it will be short, and to the point, even though I like to chitter chatter. Let's roll with it. Alien Romulus is a story that takes place between the original Alien and Aliens a Deuce. Or Dose, however you want to say it. Alien and Aliens. This one takes place right in between it. So, Alien Romulus is a story about a group of people who are trying to basically earn their freedom through work. Nothing's working out for them. They need to try to actually run and get away from the company that is basically being like, no, you need to work more hours. Basically, you're not free for like another 10, 15, 20 years, whatever. And of course, there is a synthetic along for the journey. Alien fans will know what I'm talking about there with a synthetic. But anyway, they go up and they end up on a space station. And they're looking for fuel for their cryosleep chambers. And lo and behold, without, going all crazy with spoilers, stuff starts happening. And by stuff, I mean, face huggers, chest bursters, xenomorphs. We all know the story. So speaking of story without giving spoilers, let me talk about progression here and feel. Feel and progression. The feeling was perfect. It was definitely that of Alien and Aliens. It fit right in the middle of those two perfectly. And I gotta say, although the progression felt really slow, it was a real slow burner, when it started to pay off, it really paid off. Like, this movie really did feel like you were taking a trip back to the 80s and 90s with Alien and Aliens. It was a wonderful film. You even got some reprised roles, however, be it controversial with CGI and AI, with actors who have since passed. It was kind of nice to see how, you got to see certain things and certain androids or synthetics from before in Alien and Aliens. But moving forward, the story progression, I think, was kind of slow, but it was a well-paced movie for what it was, because it did mimic perfectly Alien and Aliens. So I'm going to say the story progression and the story and just the feeling and flow were flawlessly done. I would have liked the pacing to be a little bit quicker, because we've had Aliens, Aliens 3, Aliens Resurrection, Prometheus, Alien Covenant or whatever it was, AVP, AVP2. We've seen these things in action. We know what to expect and we know what they do. But hey, they wanted the feel of the originals, and guess what? This one fits perfectly where it belongs. Now, moving on, we're going to talk about the acting in it. The acting was actually fairly decent. I know a lot of times in horror movies, this is how people get their start. So normally you do see no-namers or names that have been in like TV shows and commercials and productions that are kind of not, Hollywood. They are kind of low-key, B-film stuff, projects that are outside the main industry. And that's okay. But sometimes the acting can drive a movie down. I will tell you what. The man playing the synthetic, brilliant. Chef's freaking kisses, dude. You nailed it. The guy playing the android nailed the feeling of an android. Nailed the trying to make decisions. Nailed trying to be human as possible. Nailed every aspect of everything you could in being a synthetic and alien. The main actress, also props. You were like a second generation Ripley. It was amazing to see somebody really step into like Sigourney Weaver's role, basically. Different woman, different situation, different space station, same xenomorphs, but somebody who could actually step into those shoes. And I'm not saying she did like a brilliant job at being a Ripley-esque, final girl or whatever in this sci-fi horror film, but she did wonderful, and I can't wait to see if they do another one and if she progresses to become the new age Ripley. So acting, those two knocked it out of the park. I believe their support roles knocked it out of the park. They were very good. They were very convincing. There's a lot of stress and tense moments, and they actually get you in there and you feel it. And that's part of that slow burning storytelling I was talking about. You get to know this group of young adults from, the beginning of the movie to almost halfway through. And then when stuff starts happening, then you start feeling for them, especially when the xenomorph starts to hunt. So, story, definitely an Alien story. Feels great. Progression was a little slow, but it works for what it is because it is supposed to feel like 1 and 2, Alien and Aliens, and it takes place right in the middle of those two. Feels great. So even though the pacing was a little slow, still feels great. Love the story. Feels perfectly engulfed in alien culture. The acting was top notch. Now let me talk about the one thing in a creature feature that you definitely need, and that is good effects. You want to be staring down the little mouth of an alien. You want to see the drippies. You want to see the acid. You want to feel like you are in danger. And they went back and they did it old school. As much of this movie that was visual effects were actually practical effects as well. They went back and used practical effects for this movie like they did in the old ones. Again, giving it that feel like you were in the 80s and 90s, like you were watching the original, like 4 Alien movies. It fit really well between Alien and Aliens. Alien Romulus is a wonderful movie. Let me just real quick before I end this video with my rating, also tell you if you like sci-fi action, sci-fi horror, intense moments, there's moments where there's like gravity and anti-gravity and there's stuff going on. There's also a moment of like that whole open the door, don't open the door, open the door, don't open the door. Like there is sitting on the edge of your seat moments. Granted, it takes a while to get to those moments. They do get there and they do happen. So if you haven't watched this movie yet, please give it a sit down and watch. If you are an Alien fan, it is definitely one of the better ones that I have seen in years. And it feels like, it's going to teleport you back to Alien and Aliens. You were going to feel like you are a kid again. You were going to feel like you are seeing the xenomorphs for the first time. You were going to see that amount of face huggers that come rushing around and the chest, when they burst out, and you're just going to feel like the first time again. And that is why I'm giving Alien Romulus, now streaming on Hulu if you haven't caught it yet. It is worth a view. It is worth a buy in my book. It is worth adding to your collection if you are an entertainment junkie, if you are an entertainment guru like myself, who is going to add this eventually when I'm not broke as a joke to my catalog so I can watch all the Alien movies. This one fits perfectly within the entire collection, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10, and that's just because the pacing, even though it was really good and it was what they were going for, and it did take me back to the way the 80s were when Alien and Aliens, I still would have liked it to be a little bit quicker and gotten to see a little bit more xenomorphs and everything. And yeah, I'm going to go with an 8.5. I'm going to give it a 0.5 for the ending. Guys, the ending of this movie is the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. I am not kidding. If you have seen this movie, comment down below what you think of that. Not giving spoilers here away. What do you think of that ending xenomorph scene? How creepy was that? How insane was that? 8.5. Hell, I'll give it a 9. 8.5. 9. somewhere between an 8 and a 9. Let's just go with 8.5 because my God, they get a 0.5 just for the ending alone. So granted, the only thing holding this back is a little bit of pacing issues. Everything else knocks it out of the park. The story, the acting, the effects, the freaking creepy ass ending alone is great. Feels like you're sitting and you're watching a film from the 80s. Feels like an old school Alien movie. Best that I've seen in a long time. I'm going to give it a solid 8.5. I'm not changing my mind one way or the other. And please comment down below. What do you think of the ending? What did you think of what was being seen? Was it visually terrifying? Because it had me going, whoa, what the? Like it gave me an unnerving feeling. And I like what they did with it, and it was creepy, and I want to see more of that cool stuff going on in the next Alien. And speaking of Alien and aliens, this one's the next one, y'all. Alien Earth, a television show on FX. It is coming our way. And in my next video, that's what we're going to be talking about. The aliens, the xenomorphs, they're coming to Earth, y'all. But until that happens, until we are invaded by the space beings that are so terrifyingly terrible and, you know, have the little mouth, as my wife says, she always wants to see the little mouth. But before they visit Earth and take us all out, because on Earth, everyone can hear us scream. At least in space, nobody can. But besides the dad jokes, I'm excited for Alien Earth. I was really happy with this movie right here. Alien Romulus, 8.5 in my book. Definitely a must watch. Definitely a must add to your collection. Like I said, the pacing was a little off, a little slow, but the story was great. The acting was great. The effects were great. The ending was great. And I've been Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and this has been my review of Alien Romulus. So until next time, keep those face huggers off your face, and I'll see you later. Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and I'm out.